Friends, now there will be a story about a daughter and a father. The end of the story will see you very strongly. Enjoy listening. Is that all you're going to do this summer? I couldn't help but ask my 19-year-old daughter when she started squatting and doing what became a daily practice, yoga. Daddy, my daughter reproached me, pulling one leg over the other. It's not a waste of time. Besides, it helps me relax and let go of all the tension in my body. Amy and I are pretty close as father and daughter. She's 19, I'm 36. My wife works as a sales representative in the city, and work takes her away from home from 7 to 7. Amy likes the attention I pay to her body, and although we didn't hide it, there was an atmosphere of freedom between us. That's probably why making love wasn't such a taboo topic for us. Although my daughter must have realized that I know about her orientation, she never misses an opportunity to tease me. In fact, I was just getting her attention. I'd say it's just a harmless flirtation. I pretended to be serious, rubbing my jaw and looking up like a man trying to remember the past. In my youth, there was a very effective and simple solution to the problem you mentioned. She took the bait. Oh yeah? And what is it called? It's actually too easy. It's more of a technique for girls. Sorry, ladies, women if you want, just because women have a higher performance score with it. It sounds good. What is it? She smiled at me slyly. I chuckled theatrically. What kind of father am I? I'm actually instructing you about discharge. Wait until the guys in the pub find out about it. Don't you dare tell anyone about this. Wait, you don't go to any pub. I grinned at her. It's a pity. I think I'll start one of these days. Yes, and you can stand outside until you get the smell of rum off your body. She looked at me with her blue eyes. The idea is accepted. As for the technique, it's actually too simple. I'm almost ashamed that I have to mention it. Stop talking nonsense and say it. Please. Okay, impatient minx. The secret is simple. Simply, make love. I was almost screaming at the top of my voice. Since the nearest neighbor was more than 50 meters away, I was safe. The pillow missed me by a mile and instead crashed into a crystal jar of sugar standing on the dining table, and a loud crash made my daughter jump to her feet. Look what you've done, she accused me. But she was smiling. Did I? Did I do it? It was your throw. Well, you made me throw it at you, didn't you? She stuck her tongue out at me. Really? She tried to come up with a suitable answer, but, not finding it, chose the next course with the best result. She laughed. She gave me a surprised look. I bit my tongue hard for a second. It was the most defiant thing I'd ever said to her. And damn it, even a stranger would slap me in the face for my comment. Anyway, I probably deserved a couple of punches. It's not something you can scoop up with a spoon and eat, Daddy. Besides, the taste should be completely different, but I'm sure you should know that. If she was referring to my life with my wife, I should have made it clear. Very funny, Dad, but I could swear that a couple of nights ago, I heard a lot of noise in your bedroom. It was just your father. I waved my hand. Your mother was making love to me at that time. Okay, this was not an everyday conversation in our family, but I'm sure you have an idea of the negligence that my daughter and I have shown in our relationship. Oh, my mistake, my daughter said with a sly smile on her face. Anyway, I changed the subject. What's the problem, honey? I mean, what kind of girl is this, beautiful like you, looking for some relief elsewhere? What do you call it? I'm disappointed. I got the impression that all you had to do to get a boyfriend was just whistle and voila. Lots of boys to choose from. If there was a compliment in my address somewhere, Daddy, thank you. Unfortunately, things are not as open as you think. You'll have to clarify that. She paused, apparently considering an answer, if there was one at all. Finally, she started. I know there are pills, but I ran out of them a week ago. The local pharmacy expects the next batch only by Monday. So now I'm as fertile, that is unsafe, as I've ever been in my life. You could buy them in the city. It's too lazy to drive all the way back, Daddy. It's too hot to go anywhere. Besides, I can't always look for a man when I need to let the heat out a little. After all, I don't think it's going to work. You're right, not in the long run. But now you're telling me that yoga gives you the same feeling as fatigue? Only in certain moments, Daddy. Nonsense. I objected. No, it's not like that. Anyway, I suppose you have a better plan? The wheels turned. The predicted result was planned. Her eyes were sparkling. The first stage, involving her undivided attention, was crowned with success. Well, go on. We don't have any secrets from each other, do we, dear? I chose a seat across from her and made myself comfortable before looking at her again. Her curiosity was growing. I knew it, and I needed to bring it to a climax if I wanted to succeed. Comb, trough, and comb are a geometric representation of man's greatest weakness, his curiosity. Massage. Slow, sensual massage. It always helps. Her eyes expressed disappointment mixed with a larger dose of disbelief. She thought I was joking. The peak expectation has subsided. You don't believe me, I see, I said simply. Of course not. Damn it. I thought you were going to tell me a great secret. Damn, even yoga sounds much nicer than that. Is this a dispute? I objected. Amy could never resist a challenge, especially when she felt so strongly that she would win. Do you want me to make it for you? She stared at me for a long time and intently, apparently waiting for a punchline or a hint of a smile that would tell her that I was joking. I stared into her eyes, banishing all doubts from her mind. It took her a full minute to nod in agreement. Whatever we think is the best way, we both accept it. You mean you're going to prove to me that massage is better than yoga? Yeah, and if I prove to you, and I certainly will, that a massage performed with trained hands is the best choice, then you should always choose a massage when you want some relaxation. Agreed. But how do we do that? This was the decisive moment, the highlight she had been expecting. It's simple. First we do it your way, then we do it my way, then we compare them. She gave me another surprised look. It's simple, right? Why do you always have to simplify everything? Why do we need to complicate everything? Oh, you understand, my dear father. So when do we start? How about right now? Amy stood up. There was a mischievous gleam in her eyes. She caught the hem of the shirt and lifted it to hip level. Are you sure you can handle this, old man? She was teasing. I'm sure I can. I've seen quite a few knockouts in my time. I don't think you can offer anything new. I said it as sarcastically as I dared. You're right. There is nothing new in this body. In one fell swoop, the shirt was thrown off. Before I realized it, I offered my help. She agreed. I got up and walked over to her. The back view of her body was very, very beautiful. The back of her tan legs were in no way inferior to the front. Amy dropped her arms to her sides when my hands touched her shoulder. Amy didn't say anything until I got to the edge of her shorts, and then she pulled away, telling me it was my turn. I sighed loudly, causing my daughter to giggle. Finished? She asked. My daughter allowed me to stare at her body for about 15 seconds, raising her hands to the back of her head. Then she lay down next to me, so close that I could hear her breathing. A little more, I told myself. I waited with my eyes closed until I heard her breathing take on a steady rhythm. If there was one thing I wanted to do more than anything in the world, it was to make love to my daughter. And yes, I intended to make it so memorable for her that she would get used to it. I thought she was deep in thought. Apparently not. However, I reacted quickly. The main goal of yoga is to let go of shyness and become a part of the universe. If you become so shy just when I look at you, then you have already failed, my dear daughter. She opened her eyes and winked at me. Oh, so now you're a guru too? She shook her head. Nevertheless, you're right. I can't concentrate while you're looking at me, staring at me. I think it counts as a failure. So, what if we try my method now? She hesitated for only a second before nodding approvingly. I can add that with some enthusiasm, but I wasn't going to complain. Let's move on to the third stage. Give me the ironing board. An ironing table? What about the dining table? No. Too wide, too big. For a purely sensual massage, I need easy access to every point of your body. Every point, Daddy. And I believe that the ironing board you mentioned is wide enough for my body. Wide enough. I corrected, so you can hang your legs and arms by your sides. Before she could say anything else, I rushed into the pantry and carried the table back. I set it up in the middle of the living room and then motioned for my daughter to come over. Without saying a word, Amy came up to me. I started at the back of her head, rubbing the skin with my thumbs. Now I'm not teasing and, as I said, I wanted to use it. To use my daughter. Her defenses had weakened, and I wasn't going to miss the opportunity to take advantage of her. I collapsed at the foot of the table, and my daughter slid off with me. Are you sure you want a baby from your dear daddy, darling? In short, yes, I want to have children with my father. In the plural. And I never waste my time when I'm doing something important. A few hours later, after 2 more sessions, we were still in the living room. The carpet was in disarray. It was about 5 in the evening, and although my daughter complained that she was too tired to take another walk with her old man, she didn't mind when I started getting down to business again. Well, you'll have to thank me for all the help I've given. Oh, I'll do it. I will definitely do it. You can bet on that. Funny, though, said a voice from the doorway. Amy and I froze. It was my wife, Emma. Mom, Emma, John, Amy. My wife imitated our frightened screams. I don't think you have a good explanation for this. And what the hell is an ironing board doing in the middle of our living room? And why in the name of the devil is my mother's crystal jar lying broken? Amy wanted to get up, but Emma asked her to stay. Wait, young lady. You need to explain yourself on other issues. It was more than a little awkward trying to explain something to my wife, considering that I was lying on the floor. I let it slip that I hadn't planned all this. The shy look my daughter and I exchanged was enough of an answer. Well, my wife sighed theatrically. Since you two have already crossed all the points of hindsight, I don't think asking you to stop would make any practical sense. And I don't even want to think about pregnancy. Another sigh. I think the only option left is to ground the two of you. For a couple of weeks. Although I doubt that any of you will want to appeal this decision. Amy shook her head. I followed his example. Emma smiled at us. Good. I might have a tour this weekend, so I hope I don't have to rush to the police station just because you two couldn't take your hands off each other even on the road. Look at the mess you two have made. I saw the blush spread across Amy's face under her mother's supervision. Go take a shower, you two. You definitely need it. What a great idea. I agreed and, right in front of my wife, picked up our daughter and carried her up the stairs. I heard my wife shout from downstairs. And use the bedroom next time. We almost missed dinner that night.